So let's move into video games where we start with new release.
Yes.
Singular,
Just the
because only
one.
one coming out this week. It's Donkey Kong Country Returns HD for the Switch, as opposed to coming
Yep,
out for anything else.
this is the second re-release of a Donkey Kong Country Returns game. Tropical Freeze already had it, the sequel to this
Hmm.
game, already had a Switch release, so this completes the circle. So if you never got to play the Wii version, which is the original platform this came out on, now you can play it on Switch.
All right. Let's get into video game news where so much happened. As you mentioned,
Yes.
we got to wrap it up into the gaming bits.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Switch and Switch 2 rumors, Nintendo has come out to react to everything, saying that images and videos are, quote, not official. So just a
Yeah.
reminder, unless Nintendo actually has a press conference or actually says it on their website, everything is a rumor, everything is
Yeah.
speculation. Even if
Yeah.
it is like part of like patent law that you can find stuff of what they're doing.
Yeah, so if you've been following the roller coaster of Switch leaks the last couple of weeks, which we don't really talk about a whole lot here because I don't love to dwell on rumor, but in this case, Nintendo did comment on it, which means that, hey, we're allowed to talk a little about it. So I will say, yeah, so far we've had all sorts of different things come out. Somebody put out what they believe to be the logo for the Nintendo Switch. That's out there. There were some images of what are likely the Joy-Cons as well as some information about what the Joy-Cons might be capable of, including having a mouse-like sensor on the bottom to be used on a tabletop like a mouse. Which means, hey, I don't know, maybe the upcoming Civ 7, you can play on your Switch with a mouse. You also saw some images, I think even up to today, of what may be a development unit of the Switch 2. So yeah, a lot of confirmation as well. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention peripheral manufacturers have been putting out like peripherals that may or may not be compatible with the Switch 2 that kind of gives us more ideas about what it might look like. So I guess that dev unit, or at least a replica of it, was spotted backstage at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show that happened in Vegas this past week, where several of these news stories in the bits today come from. So yeah, it's kind of just adding up to we more or less know what the Switch 2 is. It looks like it's going to be the Switch, but better in some ways. And sure, I think that's compelling enough for most people to buy one.
I mean, yeah, the Switch is slowly coming up on 10 years old. So, Switch 2, uh,
Yeah.
you can listen to the rumors, you cannot. You can be surprised if you want, but if just based on how Nintendo does stuff in the past, they will always try and play catch up with the type of tech that's currently
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
But they're also throwing new stuff out there as
Right.
well,
Yeah. I really
which
hope
is what
there's maybe
Nintendo does.
something. Yeah. And I'm kind of holding out hope that there's something that we don't know, that maybe there's something that hasn't been leaked that would be surprising. Because I love when Nintendo does surprising things, and they could easily pull a huge curveball on us with something new that the Switch 2 can do.
Well, Nintendo did pull a huge curveball on everybody this week as they did announce a new console
Yeah.
in Lego format this
Yeah, that
week.
Game Boy Lego set will be available later in the year, which is
Yeah, it
a
will be.
neat idea.
Yeah. They already have they've put out the NES before. I think they also put out an SNES with the TV as well. So makes
I
sense
think
that
just the NES so
is it
far.
just the NES version
Yeah.
with the Duck Hunt?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, makes sense that they'll do the Game Boy with it. Uh Nice crossover. I thought this would be kind of bigger, like all the Lego games becoming to Nintendo,
No.
but no. But speaking of games that will be coming out eventually, Ubisoft delays the upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game from January to March. And they've also hinted at rumored Tencent buyout, which will ultimately lead to possible layoffs.
Yeah, I guess Yves Guillemot The
Ease.
president,
Yes.
yes, Eves, himself, commented this week about the move and kind of the future of Ubisoft. We still don't know anything 100%. Ubi has not specifically mentioned Tencent, but all signs do point to them being the major investor that looks to be the purchase looks to purchase Ubisoft. This won't be a huge surprise if it does happen. They've been kind of hard up on money for a few years now, and there haven't been a huge like enough hits coming out of the studio to really attract people to their games. So yeah, this is kind of a 1-2 punch. We might see a very interesting year for Ubisoft if they do have a new corporate parent, if they do have to make a lot of layoffs, and whether or not Assassin's Creed Shadows will be a hit or not.
Are you saying very early shot called Ubisoft Story of the Year?
It's possible they're gonna have a weird one, that's for sure. I don't know if it's gonna be big enough, but we'll find out.
All right. We also have Xbox Developer Direct, which will feature new games and is scheduled for the 23rd, which is what, Monday, Thursday, 2 weeks from now? Yeah, because we'll record on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
24th.
That is new game singular.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
typically these developer directs are not places where they do a lot of game announcements, with the exception being the time that they snuck in Hi-Fi Rush in one of the previous developer directs that they did. The bulk of the developer direct will be dedicated to games that have already been announced. We will see new footage of Doom, the new medieval Doom game. We will see footage of why can't I think of any names today? Um, shoot, several,
Microsoft, Activision,
several, yes,
Blizzard.
several Microsoft games will be showcased at this thing. So yeah, um, it'll probably be meaty enough. And one of the nice things about the developer directs is that it's not just talking about the games. You also kind of get a lot of interview footage with people who are actually making the games, which is always good to see. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Always interesting to see what Xbox decides to throw out there. Speaking of things being thrown out there, abuse gets hurled everywhere, and Marvel Rivals is no exception, as they announced that they will ban character mods alongside its next update.
Yeah, a lot of cool things are happening with that update. The Fantastic Four characters will be
Hmm.
added, a bunch of new modes, some balance tweaks. But the side story to this is that character mod stuff. If you've been on the internet the last week, you'll have seen a lot of character mods of existing characters made to look like other things. People were taking the PC version and retooling a lot of the character designs. Well, they're shutting that down. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that other company IP is being brought into this Marvel game. So yeah, they're going to shut down mod support and probably ban people who use it.
Makes sense because this is an ongoing live service game.
Yeah,
So it's, I mean, Marvel wants to own and protect their IP, especially
right.
with Marvel Rivals, that they create these characters to look specifically for Marvel Rivals, and they don't want anyone else coming in and toying with their brand new shiny toy.
Yeah.
All right. Something we don't do is go over to the PC world.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of PC updates, including Lenovo announcing Legion Go S handheld, which is a which will be the first third-party device to run Valve's Steam OS.
Yes. For the first time, you can buy another handheld console that will use SteamOS like the Steam Deck does. This is the first time Valve is allowing this officially. The Legion Go S isn't the only Legion Go, though. They will also
Mhm.
release one that has a Windows-based platform on it, which means that if you'd rather have the Windows experience as opposed to the Steam Deck experience, you'll also have that as an option. And they will be released as separate models with separate price points. I do believe that the Windows version will be more expensive. But I
Mhm.
included this for you as someone who has been curious about the handheld PC scene.
Curious and
This
keep
might
teetering
be
on the fence about it.
yeah, this might be an interesting option because it will be a slightly more powerful option than the Steam
Mhm.
Deck proper, but maybe at a decent price point. for you. So yeah, maybe take a look at this when this launches.
I will definitely be taking a look at it. I keep like peeking my head every 3 months or so,
Yeah.
just check it in. Like, y'all dropped that price yet? Y'all got
Yeah,
those new features yet?
right.
Is it something worth investing yet?
Maybe it's happening.
I don't know.
The
This is
next
the
thing,
thing about
however,
yeah. Next
yeah,
thing over is like the reason I don't ever take that plunge is
yeah,
because as soon as you get the best thing out there,
yeah,
next best thing right around the corner, and this is no exception, as
yeah,
Nvidia finally announces 5,000 series GPUs, the 5090 and the 5080 cards, which will launch at the end of the month. If you happen to have a spare $2,000, $1,000,
yeah,
respectively, which will then be followed by the 5070 Ti and the 5070 in February for just a slight price cut of $750 or $550 respectively for just the graphics card
yeah.
and nothing else.
So yeah, so these new cards don't add a whole lot of new features over the 4000 series cards. So chances are if you spent the money for a 4090 like I did, you're probably good. It doesn't seem
Mhm.
like the 5090 is a full two times better performance. It's more like 1.5 roughly. So yeah, not a huge upgrade up at the very top. However, for the lower end cards, you're actually looking at a full two times upgrade. So if, for example, you have a 4070 right now, it might be worth it to take a look at that $750 5070 Ti. That being said, like I said, not a whole lot of new stuff. It's basically just taking everything the previous cards did and doing them better and more efficiently. Um, there's one new feature, I believe, added to the top cards, the 90 and the 80, which is a some sort of frame generation improvement. Um, but ultimately, very, very few games are going to take advantage of all the bells and whistles anytime soon. So maybe hold off. I do not think $2,000 is worth it to own one of these cards the day it comes out.
No, because you're gonna own one, you gotta own like four or five of them, especially to resell, right? Did we
don't
already go
don't
through
even
this like in 2020?
don't do that again. We can't live this again.
I, I'm I'm not saying that we're doing the exact same thing 4 years ago with a new like Nvidia card coming out in January.
Yeah.
No, no, no. This is nothing like what the start of 2020. No, with
No,
wildfires
nothing.
everywhere. No,
Nothing like that.
nothing like that. History doesn't repeat itself that
Anyways.
early. Anyways, last bit of gaming bits and also our thoughts on the week. Games get on quick. It
Yeah.
started on Sunday. I've been watching a lot of it. They're going on right now with the current Tetris run that I am like keep
Yeah.
eyeballing over on my screen right now.
I see.
But yeah, they passed $1 billion as of
Cool.
this morning with their Final Fantasy VII Rebirth stream. Congratulations. This is always expected as they typically raise just over $2 million during these charity runs. This one is the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So always nice to see money going to fight cancer whenever you
Yeah,
can. Yeah,
absolutely.
I have fun watching these streams. Always fun watching them break and banter and the fake outs when they're there. Although I
Yeah.
was disappointed in the Pokemon Go Let's Go Eevee run because they got to the end and they lost right before land. So they said, okay, we're gonna call the run there.
Ooh, dang. That
Yeah.
sucks.
They thought they were safe and then they got crit shotted and it was like, oh, well, that killed the run. All right,
Ah,
we're done here. We're not gonna spend the next another 20 minutes going through the Elite Four. We're just gonna end it here.
yikes.
But yeah, always fun to see speedrunners go fast. Gotta go
Absolutely. Yeah.
fast.
Always a couple highlights of the year when games done quick is happening.
Yep. All right. Other than that, did you play anything?
Just more Call of Duty, a little bit more Affinity, Nikki. After taking a whole week off doing an editing project.
Yes.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I've yeah, back into Infinity. I've been streaming some Infinity Nikki. I
Cool.
got past the place I was stuck because I
You were
realized,
stuck?
oh, well, okay. I was stuck because either forgot or didn't want to, on principle, go and level up my clothing.
Oh yeah. So wait. Oh, you're probably where I'm at then.
Where are you at?
Building the outfit, and I have like I'm stuck building an outfit because I have to go back and battle all the stylists to get
Oh,
like
no, I'm not there yet.
no, you're not there yet.
No, no, I was at the end of chapter five, or like in the middle of chapter five, uh, where I needed to have I think it was a cool outfit, the Braveheart one. I was like, what the
Uh
hell's a Braveheart one?
oh, just like one of the smaller like
Yeah, but I didn't realize
things.
I could just like level up my Purify and just do it that
Yeah.
way because I didn't want
So
to level up.
yeah, I also heard that if you want to just focus on the I forget the name of the like the floaty things.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that if you just level those up, that will help a great deal at the end. It kind of gives you enough bonus at the very end of the stylus battles that it kind of pushes you over the edge.
Well, I also didn't realize that leveling up the purity levels up my attack as well.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
just like blasting everything like with ease now.
Oh yeah, you can get like armor piercing rounds. You can get ones that go through enemies.
Yes, it's so nice to have now. I didn't realize that was a thing in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like squarely in chapter seven now. I think there's like 8 chapters in total. I finally got to the big tree.
Yeah. Okay.
The big tree
Yeah.
that was playing in like the opening credit roll. I was like, where am I getting to that?
Where is that?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why. It just happened to be all the way down chapter seven.
Yeah, that area
Uh
is one of the better areas in the game. I didn't care for the Sky Island stuff at all with the PCs. That was
yeah.
really hard to navigate, and I never really understood like, oh, I have to go back between these islands and I have to use the pathways until I get the fast travel locations.
Oh, see, what I did was just take the first immediately go fast travel all the way up and then
Yeah.
go back down and
You
like
go
do
back
everything
down,
all the way up.
float down, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's easy to go up to down than down to up.
I didn't love that. I did love the minecart stuff and the train level. That was fun. Like the train
I
thing where
did
you're
like
like,
yeah, I did like that it like just like randomly here. It's like, oh, this is fun. This is
yeah.
different. It
I,
did go
I
on
was like, wow,
forever.
it's
I
like
was on
that
Infinity
part in
Train.
it was like that part in Uncharted 2.
Yes, on the Infinity Train. Just keeps going.
Just keep
I
going.
thought that was fun. Uh,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I like doing the events as they come
Hmm.
up
Yeah,
and
this
like
wishing
slowly
event was
focusing on
fun.
the event missions and
Yeah,
getting all those outfits. That's actually the outfit I'm currently running is the Midnight Silver outfit.
it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, even though I got the
Except
sexy outfit from the one before.
yeah, except it's pants.
It's a pantsuit,
The
yeah.
silver outside, I was trying to figure out because I was like, is that a jacket? No, it's pants. And so
Yeah.
I tried to find it and it was like, you can put basically this is wow, we're getting into the weeds with Infinity Nikki. And a lot of people are gonna be like, what the hell are they talking about? But
Yes.
there's not a whole lot of tops that you can put under it because it'll clip through the silver. It's
Yep.
so frustrating. I was trying to make an outfit with it and everything clipped through. Like everything looked terrible because it was not designed, it's only designed for like the thing it comes with. And I was like, man, I like the silver part, but I don't love the tie thing. And so I was like, well, I just want to put something under that. And yeah, not everything worked. And I was so frustrated.
Yeah, see, I like this a lot better because it looks more natural running around in it than the costume I was wearing prior, which was the sexy, lovely hearts Bond girl outfit.
Hey, well, to each their own.
But I really wanted that outfit. I just happened to get it all in pieces.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, we can't talk about this all day, but
Yes.
as much as we want to.
Anyways,